Hello, everyone. I am super excited to share with you all today. My name is Dr. Angelita Howard, and I am a higher education executive and architect. Listen, I am the owner of Improving Access. You see it right here today. And my object is my new book, Authentic Leadership, Navigating Success, One Chapter at a Time. I'm thrilled to share with you today.
Can you describe your object?
Yes, my object is Authentic Leadership, Navigating Success One Chapter at a Time. It is a short read for those of you who are executives or who want to be executives or who want to be in leadership. It's a really quick short read about how do you get to those places? How do you navigate leadership? How do you navigate changes within your organization or your team? And most of all, I've been fortunate to build hundreds of programs that really impact the lives of others. How do you do that? What are those small steps? So it's going to give you a small little guide to how do I start off? Starting small, dreaming big. Those are some of the areas that are touched in this book.
What exactly does a higher education executive do?
So besides work, higher education executive, we really try to make sure that students have access to great information, great faculty, great resources to help them when they get on the other side. We don't sleep. We do sleep sometimes, but we really just make sure that students have what they need. There are organizations, there are companies who are looking for exceptional talent. And so it's my job to make sure that those exceptional talents are created. They're crafted through our educational programs. What else do? We work within the community to ensure, again, access, to ensure resources, to make sure that people in underserved communities have those accesses, those resources, those financial dollars, what they need to be successful. It's my job to make sure that when people come to our programs that they have a voice, because sometimes they come with not always a voice, but it's my responsibility that we give them that voice. How do we give them that voice? Through education, through knowledge, and through resources.
How did you get into the field of education?
Oh, I started off actually as a music major. So I went to undergrad. I was thinking that I was going to be an opera singer. I was going to go to New York, to the Met, to England, to London. But I received my first rejection. And I talk about this. The reason why I'm saying this is because it's important to know that when people tell you no, they're not necessarily rejecting you. They might be rejecting what is being offered. And that's okay. And this is why, even in the book, I talk about mentorship, because mentorship is important. At the time, I didn't have the mentorship that I needed. So when I was quote unquote rejected from singing in a particular play or a particular opera, I felt that it took away what I wanted to do. So that kind of started leading me in the path of education, which really is what I've always wanted to do. So I got a master's in education, leadership, teaching. Then I went on to get a doctoral degree, and I was able to start teaching. I taught in the middle school, and then I went to college and started teaching. And really that has grown my love for leading, my love for building, making sure, talk about impacting access, improving access, making sure that people have access to education and educational resources.
What inspired you to write your book?
So for many, many years, all of my professional education, if you will, I've loved growing. I've loved providing people with resources, providing people with opportunities. And so what made me grow and write this book is really, when we think about leadership, it takes leadership to grow and to build. And so most of my work, as I mentioned, it's been around building programs, building opportunities for people, communities of color. And so I wanted not to have this, not to keep it to myself. The knowledge that I've gained over the years, the experience that I've gained over the years, I wanted to put it in people's hand. It's a quick read. Again, it's like 50 pages, 49 to be exact. I wanted people to have a quick tool book to say, I'm interested in this program, or I'm interested in building this type of program at my church, or at my school, or at my hospital, wherever you are. It's a quick read for you to think about, how do I start to prioritize? Where do I start? What does a budget look like? What should I have? What if I'm dreaming really, really big and there's a project that's like $5 million and I only have $5,000? Where do I start? I wanted to give you some of the lessons that I've learned, some of the best practices that I've learned, some of the heartaches that I've had to go through, but we still did it and was able to build out these programs.
Can you share a memory attached to your object?
So a memory attached to my object, I would say, again, earlier I talked about being rejected. The memory is that when people told me no, that I could not build this, or I should not do this, or I should not build this program, that is the memory attached. And it's really a great memory, because when I think about what people said, or when people said no, thinking about this book, and so many times when I read through the chapters or I talk about it, I realized their no was a fuel for me. It was the fuel that I needed to say, okay, we will do this and it will be successful. And years later, we've impacted over 20,000 students that have gone through one of the programs that I've had the opportunity to build or to touch in some kind of way.
What does empowering education mean to you?
Empowering education means to me that people have access. People have a chance to do something that they love. People have a chance to impact others. When we think about education, even thinking about it from, let's say, elementary school to middle school to high school, it's all stepping stones. It's all building. It's all growing. And so how do we do that? We give them the tools necessary so they can get to middle school. We give them the tools necessary so they can get to high school and college, and then to be employable. And so that's what empowering education means to me, giving people the tools and the resources to be impactful, then so that they can use it and build other people and make sure that other people also have the opportunity that sometimes otherwise they wouldn't have it if we didn't build these type of programs.
If you could give advice to others trying to excel in making education accessible, what would it be?
It would be, do not give up. Do not take no for an answer. So no doesn't necessarily mean that you can't do it, but you may have to change your route. You may have to re-strategize. Let's think about sports and football and basketball. Well, sometimes when teams go in that second quarter or the second half, they have to re-strategize. They may have been, it seemed like they were losing, but we've seen teams come back and win even after losing in the first half. So sometimes you have to re-strategize. Don't take no for an answer, but keep going, keep pushing, keep dreaming, build relationships, go where people are that are doing what you're trying to do. Ask them questions. No question is dumb. Ask them questions. Get to know what people are doing, how they did it, so that you can shape and reshape, strategize, re-strategize for the outcomes that you are looking to gain. You can't get there by yourself. Don't feel that you need to work in silo. There are people doing what you're trying to do, or some of what you're trying to do. And so figure out who those people are. Go and have conversations. If they don't want to have a conversation with you, go to someone else. But make sure that you're out there, you're networking. If you're afraid to network, maybe send an email. Guess what? Most people think that I am an extrovert. I'm really not. I'm an introvert, but I've learned how to go and ask those questions. I've learned how to assert myself. Assert yourself in those spaces so that you can learn what's happening in the field, so that you can educate yourself. Knowledge is power. Once you have it here, people can't take it away.
Last question. How can our audience reach you, and where can they purchase your book?
You can purchase my book on Amazon. It is called Authentic Leadership, or just type in my name. Again, you can purchase it on Amazon, or you can go to our website, www.improvingaccess.net. That's improvingaccess.net. Or follow me, Angelita Howard, on LinkedIn. You can follow me on social media through Facebook or Instagram, LinkedIn, to learn about what we're doing, how we're impacting, how we're bringing access and equity to individuals.